welcome to your favorite learning channel with your one and only invisible teacher. So our lesson for today is targeted for the Form 1's learners who study combined science. Our topic for today will be cells. So now let's start by defining what a cell is. We can define a cell as a basic unit of life, or the building blocks of all living organisms. Remember, when you were first introduced to science, you were told that they are living organisms and non-living organisms, and you were given examples of living organisms and examples of non-living organisms. So today we want to focus on living organisms. So when we say a cell is a basic unit of life, or the building block of all living organisms, everything or every part that is on a living organism is made of cells. That's why we say cells are the basic unit of life, or they are the building blocks of all living organisms. So for an organism to be a whole as it is made of a combination of different types of cells. And now let's look at these type of cells. There are two main type of cells that we must know. So on the two types of cells that we must know, number one, we have the animal cell, and by animal cell we mean all cells that makes up animals, including humans. And number two, we have the plant cell, and we mean all cells that make up all plants. So now let's look at the structure of a plant cell and the structure of an animal cell. So as you can see, this is the structure of an animal cell, and this is the structure of a plant cell. So as you can see that there are parts which are labeled here on the animal cell and the plant cell. So a point that you must take note of: all cells are made of special parts which are called organelles. So organelles are these parts that I have labeled here. These are the special parts which make up each and every cell, be it an animal cell, be it a plant cell. So now let's start at looking at the animal cell. So this is the structure of an animal cell. Every animal, if it has to be viewed under a microscope, the structure of the cells will have this kind of frame. So here we have the cell membrane. As you can see, I've labeled it and I've drawn it in green. So this is the semi-permeable cell membrane. So we have this big brown organelle here. It's called the nucleus. Then we have these small dots in here. They represent the cytoplasm. It is a jelly-like fluid which is found in cells. So now let's move on to the plant cell. Here I have this part, this organelle that I've labeled in black. So this one is called the cellulose cell wall. It is only found in plant cells. As you can see, we don't have a cellulose cell wall here, anything labeled in black, right? Then we move on. We have those red dots inside, and like I said, they are representing the cytoplasm. So as you can see, the cytoplasm is found on both cells, both the plant cell and the animal cell. Then we have this big brown organelle here, which is the nucleus. So as you can see that the nucleus is present in a plant cell, it is also present in an animal cell. So now let's look at this organelle that I've labeled in pink. This one, this represents the vacuole. The structure is the vacuole. but it can only be found in plant cells only, right? Then we have this one, this organelle, which is labeled in purple. These organelles are called the chloroplasts. So we will be talking of the functions of all these organelles here. So as we have noted the differences between a plant cell and an animal cell, there are also similarities. Like here, you can see that we have a semi-permeable membrane on the animal cell, and we also have a semi-permeable membrane here on the plant cell. We have cytoplasm on a plant cell, and we also have cytoplasm on an animal cell. And we have this big nucleus here on a plant cell, and we also have the nucleus on an animal cell. So those are the similarities between a plant cell and an animal cell. And the differences that I've noted: a cellulose cell wall is absent on an animal cell. Chloroplasts are not found on an animal cell. The vacuole is not found on an animal cell.